Hello everyone. In this video lecture we are going to see experiment related to microcontroller and embedded system laboratory with subject code 18CSL48. We have part A and part B programs. Part A contain completely software programs and we are not using any evaluation board for the part A, and part B we are going to use evaluation board and we are going to see one language embedded C, but in part A we are seeing only assembly level language. Here part A software programs with assembly level language and without evaluation board. Part B we are going to see with the evaluation board and embedded C language we are using here. And both part A and part B program only one software we are using, that is Keel Microvision. And here another part B we are using another software called FlashMagic to load the code from your PC to your kit. That software we are using FlashMagic. And here in the syllabus they mentioned we have to use ARM7 TDMI. T means thumb, D debugger, M multiplexer, I means ICE. You know about full form of ICE also. LPC 2148 is the device coming under ARM7. Now in the previous video lecture we completed our software part. In this video lecture we are going to see some of the basic experiments of part B, that is hardware experiments. These are things software part, that is a part A we completed in the previous video lecture. And this is hardware programs part B. We have totally 8 experiments and we need evaluation board, that is ARM7 LPC 2148 board in order to execute these programs. Let us go for one by one experiment. And what are the devices or kit required to execute the operations or execute the experiments? We need one software tool called Keel. We need another software tool called FlashMagic. We need one evaluation board, that is LPC 2148, which contain ARM core here and LED display, LCD display and the crystal oscillators, and here hexa keypad, and we have interrupt switches here, and here adapter connection port is there, and that adapter connection switch on and switch off switch is here, and USB port, USB connection port here, and DC motor or a stepper motor connection we have to do here, and this is a reset button, and this is your buzzer. This is your temperature sensor that will sense your body temperature or room temperature. So here this is a complete ARM7 kit, that is at LPC 2148. We are going to use that in our lab experiment. And this device is a DSO, digital signal oscilloscope, and here we are going to use USB cable for interconnection with your PC and kit. PC and kit is connected by using USB cable, and we are using adapter that is required for stepper motor connection. And this is your stepper motor, and this is DC motor. And DSO is a digital signal oscilloscope that is used to get or used to monitor your signals. Instead of this, we can use our CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope, for that particular experiment. But this is DSO is very helpful, so that will give perfect signal. Here we can store any signal temporarily. If you want to, you can you can put pen drive here to capture the signal, and many other options are there compared to CRO. Let us start with the first experiment, experiment number 9. Aim of the experiment is display hello world message using internal UART. UART full form is Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter. Apparatus required or components required for this particular experiments is ARM7 LPC2148 that we seen in the previous slide, and some softwares required, and some connecting wires. These are the things or components required for that particular experiment. Now we will go for that basic thing. What is UART? UART means Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter based data transmission. So here we are using to transmit the data, and it is a asynchronous form of serial data transmission, not parallel. It is a serial data transmission, but it is asynchronous, not synchronous. That means it in the asynchronous form we don't need any clock signal for synchronization, but in synchronous we need clock signal, but here we don't need any clock signal for synchronous purpose. So this is asynchronous with serial data transmission. UART based serial data transmission doesn't require any clock signal to synchronize the transmitting end and receiving end for transmission. We have two ends, one is a transmitting end, one is a receiving end. That means one is sender side, one is receiver side. If this is synchronous, means we need clock signal in order to synchronize between transmitter and receiver, or sender and receiver. But this is asynchronous form, that's why we don't need any clock signal. Instead, it relies upon the predefined agreement. There is a predefined agreement between transmitting device and receiving device for communication purpose. Let us go for the basic thing about experiment number 9. Here we are using two softwares in our computer. One is Keil and one is FlashMagic. These are the two software required for our experiment. We have to install that Keil software and FlashMagic software in our computer, and we have to write code in our Keil software, and after some operation or after some setting, we have to convert our code, that is the embedded C code we are writing in this Keil. That code we have to convert into hex file. Hex file means that is the extension name is .hex. Okay, that username may be or that file name may be anything, but extension is .hex format. That conversion is required. Once that file we got in .hex format, we are using FlashMagic software to dump that .hex file to your LPC2148 kit. So here that X file is executed in your LPC 2148 kit, and you will get corresponding output. In order to connect your computer with that LPC 2148 hardware kit, we are using one cable, that is USB cable. USB, universal serial bus. USB we are using between this computer and your kit, that is the LPC 2148. Here we have USB port, and your computer also you have USB port. We are going to connect that, and power supply for that particular LPC 2148 kit is supplied through this USB cable from this computer itself. And we are going to dump your hex file code by using FlashMagick software to your LPC 2148 kit through this USB cable itself. Let us go for what is the output you are going to get here. So in your computer you have FlashMagick software. That software will dump your code from your computer to LPC 2148 kit. Once that program came here, execution over means in the experiment 9 we have to display one message, that is a hello world message in your computer or display. Display means not in the here, that is in your computer display. Here once we dump that code in your kit, anyway your computer is connected to keyboard, we are going to type something in this keyboard, means that characters or numbers you are going to get, or that is character or numbers are displayed in your computer monitor. This type is called full duplex. This type is called full duplex method. Another method is there, that is a half duplex. There in the code, while writing embedded C code in the Keil software, there itself we are going to mention which message we have to display in that particular computer display. So that will send to that means that is converted to hexa file. That hexa file is loaded into LPC 2148. Once that is loaded, automatically that message is displayed in your computer as that whatever you given, hello world. But in a full, that is half duplex concept, but full duplex concept we are going to give input here, and that is shown here in the computer monitor. This is full duplex method. It is a serial data transmission method, and here only one side, that means full duplex means if you typing anything here, that is we can get that is visible in the screen. Now you can choose any one of the method, either half duplex and full duplex method. So how we are going to execute that by using Keil? Let us see that. First you have this window in after double clicking your Keil software, you will get this window. That if there is any previous working window is there, we have to close that. For that purpose we are going for project and we are clicking on close project. When you are going to click close project, then you will get this screen. After this we have to create new project for our experiment. That we can do by clicking project and go to new project. Click on new project, then you will get another screen like this. Here you have to type your project name. That is a user defined name. You can give any name here and save in any particular folder and click here save. Once you are going to click here save, then you are getting another window. You have to select the device, which device we are going to dump our code, or which device we are going to write our code. That thing we have to select here. That selection, first here we have software packs. In that we are not going to get any our required hardware. We need LPC 2148 device, that is not there here. So click on this, then we will get another one, legacy database, legacy device database. Click on legacy device database and type in the search part LPC 2148. Then you will get LPC 2148 number here, and that is under NXP. NXP is a company, and that LPC 2148 is owned by NXP. So you will get that under NXP. Select that device and press OK. Once you are going to click OK, then you will get another screen here, that is copy startup.s to project, like this. So that is you have to that screen will ask that is that startup.s code is required or not. That is actually library code or library file required for embedded C program. So if you need that startup.s, we have to click yes. We don't need that means we have to click no. In the previous assembly level language, we don't have any library, we don't need any library file, that's why we are clicking no. That is in software part A. But here we need this startup.s because we have embedded C program, there we have library files, so we need this, that's why we have to click yes. Click on yes. Then we have to go for file and click on new. While clicking new, you will get one screen here, and there you have to type your that particular code, that means which experiment code. Now we are going to write UART code. Type your UART code here. Once you are typed, you have to save that program. So go to file and click on save. When you're going to save that, now you will get another screen here, which name you want to give for that particular program. That is a user defined, you can give any name, but it should be, extension should be .c, because we are writing embedded C program. In the previous part A program, we saved everything in .s because that was a assembly level programs. Here we have to see, we have to store all programs in part B as a extension .c. So type your program name .c. Then you have to click on save, and that you have to save in your particular folder itself. Wherever you created project, there itself you have to save your code also. Then you have to see, cross check that startup.c is added in this or not. That is a source group. Your startup.s is added or not. If it is not added, you have to add that, because this is a library file, very important for your code. Is that added or not? If added, then right click on source group 1. Once you right click, then you will get this screen here. Then you have to add whichever code you type that you are saved, right, in particular folder, that you have to add here. So you have to select second one, add existing file, because already it is existing, you already saved. Add existing file. While clicking add existing file, that will goes to another window. There we are going to get our many files, but required file is C file. So select here C source file. File type should be C. When you clicked on C, then you will get all types of C files. Then select your required C file, that whatever name you given for that particular program, that program you have to select. Then click on add. When you're going to click on add, just cross check here, source group. Inside source group 1 we will get that program. Once you got that program, then only click on close. Now after closing, you will get like this window. Now your job is to go to target. In this, here in this we have target. Just right click on target. Then we have one first option is option for target 1. Click on that. Once you click on that, then you will get one window here, and this is required which to set the target device. How to dump the code to set the target device? That means you connected LPC 2148. In order to connect your PC to that, we have to set something in target. That we are doing here. First thing, you have to select device. Device should be LPC 2148. Then second, you have to click on target. When you are going to click on target, see here it should be 12 megahertz. That is, megahertz is already predefined, type 12 here. If that 12 is already there, no issues. Then here we have one option, use microlib. Click on use microlib. Initially it is not click, you have to click on that. Once you click on that, go to another window. Here, not window, here itself you have to click on output. Click on output, then you will get this one. Here initially create hex file is not tick. Now you have to tick. Click on tick, put the tick mark here, create hex file. Once it is over, then no need to enter anything here. Directly after output, you have to go to another option called linker. Here we have linker, this part. So you have to click on linker now. When you're going to click on linker, you will get this window. Now here this one you have to take use memory layout from target. So here initially it is untick, so you have to tick that. Only this one you have to tick in this screen. Then once it is over, then here next is debug. Click on debug, then you will get this window. Now when you are going to click on debug, here initially you will have use simulator is there we have tick mark. So you have to change that tick mark to another one. Exactly in another side we have use something, your simulator name is there. Just click on that. Then you have to press OK. So here in this screen, whatever we have to click is, one is device, one is target, one is output, then linker and debug. These things, 5 things we have to click and we have to set. Once it is over, then click on OK. Then you can go for, when you are clicking on OK, then you will get another screen here. So now you have to go for project. Click on project. When you are going to click on project, what you have to do is click on build target to execute or to run this. Go to project and build target. Here we are going to build our target. That's why by that we are going to check our errors. It is a debugging method, that is checking our program errors. Just to click on build target. When you are going to click on build target, you can see in the below side, here we have 0 errors, 0 warnings. That means no error, no warning is there. Another message you will get, creating hex file, because you already ticked that in the target, you ticked in the output part create hex file. So that's why here you are getting creating hex file. We need hex file, we have to create hex file for this particular code. Once you got a hex file, then you have to minimize this software. That is, you have to minimize this kill software. Once you minimize, once you minimize that software, Just minimize this Keil software. Then we have to go for again desktop, or in the desktop or any other way, other in your program window you will have another software. You have to install another software that is called FlashMagic. Just double click on that FlashMagic software, then you will get this screen. When you're going to double click on software, so I click that in desktop, then I will get one screen here. Now FlashMagic software. Now in this software we have to set that something, that is a select device. Select device, we have to click that, because we have to select device, target device, and we are going to get, when you are going to click on select device, we are going to get another screen. There I have to search LPC2148 device. LPC2148 device is under ARM7. So here we have ARM7. Inside this we have to search. When I am searching this LPC2148, I have that answer here or device here. Just click on that and OK. Press OK. Then that device is selected. Then COM port. COM port means communication port. Which port is used for communication between the device and your PC? That port you have to select. So now first of all you have to connect your hardware kit to your computer through USB cable. Once it is connected, automatically that is device driver is updated. Now you have to go for when your this COM port is asking, right? So you have to go for device manager in your PC. Device manager, that either you can go for directly control panel and search their device manager is there, or you can right click on this PC or my computer. There you have manage option, click on that, then also you will get your device manager. Device manager, in that you have to click on port. Inside port we will get which port is connected to your hardware kit. That information you will get there. Select which is the either COM2, COM3, COM4, that number you will get there. So see that number and select that particular COM here. Here you have a lot of COMs are there. Whichever there you are getting in the device manager, that COM you have to select here, because we need to communicate this PC, and between PC and your kit we have to there is a communication required. So we have to select port, communication port, that is visible in the device manager. Then baud rate is there. Baud rate is fixed 9600, that is required for our kit, so keep it as it is 9600. Then nothing here. Next is interface. Don't do anything, keep it as it is. Whatever here, keep it as it is. Then oscillator in megahertz. Oscillator in our kit we have 12 megahertz, so you have to click on here. Otherwise type 12 here. Megahertz is already default, so type 12 here. Then here we have two options for ticking, either upper one or lower one, any one option you can tick. And here also we have two option for ticking. Try to tick this one, verify after programming, tick on this. And once you tick this one and this one, you have to go for browse. Click on browse. When you are going to click on browse, that will go to your PC. There you have to select your hex file. Which hex file? We already created one hex file by using Keil software. That hex file is stored in that particular folder, whichever you saved program. There we have that hex file. Hex file extension is .hex. You have to select that, you have to search that, you have to browse that, and once you got that particular file or hex file, then just click on open, then you will get one path here for hex file. So .hex extension. Once this is over, now click on start. Click on start. That when you're clicking on start, your program is dumped to your kit. Now last job is to see output. So what you have to do to see output? In this particular UART experiment, we have to see output in this computer display itself. That is, whatever we are going to type in keyboard, that output is visible in your screen. It is easy for us to type in keyboard, but how it is visible in screen? Where we are going to see output? For that purpose, we have same thing, same software we are using, FlashMagick itself. Once you click start, just go to here now presently we have 0, that is run, and we are getting 100% here. That means all the code, 100% code is dumped to your kit. Then click on tool. Here we have option tool. Then go to terminal. There we have inside tool we have terminal option. Click on terminal option. Once you clicked on terminal option, you will get another screen like this. There you have to select COM port. Whichever COM you selected previously, same COM you have to give here also. And baud rate also 9600, that is a fix. Then click on OK here. Click on OK. Then you will get another blank screen. Just the screen is either white color or black color, just blank screen. Now whatever your output is, now type something in your keyboard. Something you can type in your keyboard connected to your computer. Whatever you typed in keyboard, that output is visible in your computer screen. That means inside this, after clicking on this, pressing OK, right, then you will get another screen. That screen is a text screen actually. There you are going to get all the text typed in keyboard. So this is your experiment, that is displaying hello world using internal UART. UART is universal asynchronous receiver transmitter, receiving and transmitting. That is we are doing here. Whatever we are typing, that is we are observing in your display. So this is the one of the experiment we are doing here. So we are typing and you are going to see that in FlashMagick software. This concept I told, this concept is a full duplex concept. Now related to this experiment, we need mainly hardware. So if you have hardware, definitely easily we can execute that particular experiment. Thank you.